Hello, everyone. It is Technique Tuesday today. Today is Tuesday, nearly said Wednesday, Tuesday, the 20th of January. So we are really getting through this month pretty fast, aren't we? Oh my goodness. So, how is everyone? Are you all well? Is everything going good for you? How is the new year progressing? This year, it's the first year I didn't really hit the new year thinking, okay, got New Year's resolutions or anything like that. I just kind of went, you know what? It's a new year. It's another day. I'm just going to push forward and, push forward towards the things I want to get or the things I want to have, the things I want to be. And just keep pushing forward. So I didn't kind of go a new me, new year kind of a thing like sometimes we do. I kind of just went, you know, it's okay. I'm on a path. I'll keep going on the path. That's good. Hello, Siobhan. Hi, Katrina. We have a great group of girls here. We've already, according to my counter, Facebook and YouTube, we're up to 28 people already. So it's a good beginning, and that number just goes up as we go through. So that's pretty exciting. Do you guys see a counter at your end? Because you would only see the counter for the platform that you're on, whether that be Facebook or YouTube. So I'm just wondering if you guys get to see that as well, or am I just lucky? Up to 34 now. All right. I kind of keep an eye on it because I like to know sometimes when I'm live, we have a really big number and other times not so much. You see 30, Jen. Okay. And you're on YouTube. So 30 on YouTube and the rest are going to be on Facebook. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you're well. I hope everything's going great. Today, we're going to visit an old technique, something that's been around for years and years and years. But guess what? I didn't realize that I've never done it. And even though I've seen cards done with this in the past, it's the twisted ribbon technique. Who has never tried the twisted ribbon technique? Do you know what? It's got nothing to do with ribbon, by the way. It's to do, we're going to make paper look like ribbon. I do have a sample card that I made in preparation for this video, and we'll switch over to the desk and let's see if we can get that to happen. All right, I'm going to turn my lamp on to get a better light. So this is the card I made when I was preparing for this video. This is what they call the twisted ribbon technique, and it's really, really simple, so easy to do. You've never tried it, Anita? Leslie said no. So we've got quite a few people who're saying they've never tried it. Okay, that's great. You have with mixed success, Sheila. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, you don't think you've even heard of it before. There you go, Janine. And Glenda said the same. So there you go. You're not alone. So nothing wrong with not seeing a technique. Now, I did say sometime during the last week that at some point I'd like to do how to use the dies from was it Beautifully, I think it's Beautifully Celebrated. Is that the one? No, it's not that one. It's the other one, the Simply Beautiful, I think it is. Oh, the problem is I have got so many new sets here. This one. We're going to learn how to use these dies at some point. I'm going to do that, but I'm not doing it today. So that'll be, I wanted a bit more time to prepare because I want to show a few different ways to use them. So that'll be an upcoming one, but not today. You haven't heard of it, but it looks cool. There you go. So this is very, very simple. We will make a couple of cards with it today. And really, a lot of it comes down to your paper choice. Okay, so for this one, I chose the Floral Impressions paper, which is still around. Actually, this is part of it. So you can see I've used both sides of this paper on this card. I love this paper. It's got Strawberry Slush and Blackberry Bliss and Petal, what is it? Pretty in Pink, Garden Green. Really, really nice group of colours. Just gorgeous. You haven't done this one, Joe. Okay, well, look, I'll challenge any of you girls who are part of my VIP group, and I'll put the address of that. If you're in Australia, you can be part of my VIP group. Okay, I've just popped it up on the screen now. So it is a Facebook group that I run for my Australian customers, and the whole idea of this, if you're in Australia, you don't need to be a customer. If you're in Australia, then you can be part of the group. And the reason I do this is, it gives me a chance to be a bit market specific. So we talk Australian prices and Australian things that are happening, which it's not always the same as what's going on everywhere else. So, So if you are on Facebook, just type in that address in the search, Linda Dolke's private Stampin' VIP group. I know it's a mouthful, and that will take you to that private group, and you can request to join. There are a couple of joining questions to answer. The most important one is, are you in Australia? And yes, that will get you in there. So something I'd love to see, and I'm hoping there's going to be more of it in the year ahead, is when we do a technique on a Technique Tuesday video, or perhaps my product of the month club, or things that I'm doing with my ladies. I would love to see people post their attempt at what I've done. So if you want to have a go at the twisted ribbon, and you want to post your card or your project in, you could do this on the scrapbook page too. Actually, it'd be really nice on a scrapbook page. I just thought of that now. Why didn't I think of that earlier? But yeah, that would also be a really great one. So you can do it landscape like this, or you can do them portrait like so, and then have a like a circle, or some sort of emblem there with your greeting on it. So we might do both directions today, I think, but I'll take that down so it doesn't get in the way. And I'd love to see your attempts to see what you do with this. So the first thing is choosing paper. So you can do you can use complementary colors. So these are kind of complementary because you've got, the strawberry slush here in the background. Okay. I would call this the B side, and this would be the A side. I usually say that even though it's nothing official, the A side is the more obvious statement paper, and then the B side is like usually a smaller design, very often less busy, and that's what I would call A. That's what I would call B, even though it's officially that's not a thing. But that's how I think of it. So here I've used these two together because they're complementary. You've got the strawberry slush in the background, and you've got some strawberry slush as well in some of these flowers, so they kind of complement each other. Okay, that's easy. If we were to pick a different one, and today I was thinking oh, and by the way, while I think of it, this Floral Impressions paper, which is absolutely beautiful, let me grab it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is a last chance item. Okay, it's last chance at the moment because I'm making sure that I've got the right ones. Yeah, Floral Impressions. There we go. I haven't got a full pack, unfortunately. I've only got part of a pack but it is really, really gorgeous. This paper is on last chance, which means it is marked down. So if you're looking for really, really pretty paper, I mean, look how beautiful are those rainbow flowers. This is currently, I think it's $17, $17 something. I think $17.40 maybe. Let me see. I'm going to quickly look that up so I don't give you the wrong information. I just did a search on the word impressions, and yeah, Floral Impressions, $17.40. It was $21.75. So it's marked down. Okay. So we love it when that happens. You might as well take advantage and get something beautiful. Look at these gorgeous colors. All right. On the back of that, you've got Darling Duckling. On the back of this one, we've got Fresh Freesia. This is not my favorite one, but I've used the what's on the back, which is some Pool Party. I don't know if you can see them. Let me see if I can bring it up close enough. Give me a second. Like little circles. Can you see the little circles on there? Super nice. Little dotty circles. Hey, crafty friends. Hello, Miss Kerry. How are you? And then we have these kind of remind me of, they're not sunflowers, like they're more of a daisy, aren't they? But sunflowery kind of colors. Garden green, little garden fruit. You love this floral DSP. Me too, Linda. I think it's beautiful. Oh, that sounds nice. Carrie, you finished a massage. Were you receiving the massage or giving the massage? Which way did that go? Because I am assuming that receiving is a lot better and a lot more enjoyable than giving. But then, some people might enjoy the giving too. I don't know. Siobhan just said, life is rough, Kerry. So anyway, this is not a full pack. You can see I've cut into this pack. So on here, we've got like Fresh Freesia and some Secret Sea and Cloud Cover in there. And on the back, we've got some Old Olive. And so this is really lovely paper and really, really good. So those would be really nice as well for, say, twisted ribbon, because you've got the Old Olive in this paper and then you've got the Old Olive leaves here. So they would go really nicely together. And very often the front and back, not always, but the front and back of papers are very complementary. So this one's yellow and garden green, and on the back you've got garden green. So you know, you could do that as well. And there's some peach pie in these little flowers too. Super nice. All right, so I just wanted to draw that paper to your attention because it is on sale right now. And this is one of my favorites. But actually this one here with the that I just used on this card, this is actually probably my favorite piece out of this paper. I just think it's really nice. Yeah. Oh, so it's therapeutic, right, to fix a problem. Did it help? Let us know if it helped. I hope it did. They could be black-eyed Susans. Yeah, we have those here, although I don't know if we call them black-eyed Susans are calling the same thing as what they are there. Anywho, I wanted to use new paper today. So I've got a couple of papers that I just love right now. One is the Lovely Blossoms paper, which is this one. Absolutely gorgeous. Probably wouldn't use them on this side because I need strips of paper to make these pieces, right? So, but this is nice. You know, we could have strips of stripy paper. That would look good. So that's a maybe. On the back of this one, we have some petal pink, and this one we have, you know, this one would work as well. Those two would go quite nicely together, wouldn't they? The cloud cover and then the cloud cover background with the old olive and secret sea centers. So that would be really nice. Hey, Anne, nice to see you. Happy New Year to you too. That's lovely. All right. So more of that one. I've got plenty of that. And then this one, this is an interesting one. We've got so this is one where the two sides don't coordinate. You could certainly have contrasting colors, or I was thinking that other piece that I looked at a moment ago, this would look nice with the petal pink here, and then you've got the petal pink background there. That would look really nice as well. So yeah, we do have them here in Australia. We do. I just don't know if it's exactly the same thing that Janine is talking about. So you use that paper for a one sheet wonder. That's a great idea. So good. Sheila, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? I love the colors in this. All right, so I think we've been through the only one we didn't, because there's 3 of each. This one we didn't cover. So that one also would be really nice for, you know, like we could do it on a crumb cake. So this one you can see I've used a basic white background here. But this one you could do like a crumb cake background or cloud cover, and those would look really nice as well. Even though they don't complement because they haven't got the same color in there, they look really nice together. So they're good contrast. It's your favorite paper, the petal pink and the secret sea. You mean this one? Is that the one you like the best? And so I would think this one, if I was going to use that, I'd probably want to go. Let me just grab the other piece again. Where is it? Yeah, so this one, I probably would do those two. What do we think? Do we like these? Is this a good choice? Leslie says this is her favorite. So should we do this one? Because that would work well, wouldn't it? So what we're going to need, yes, says Leslie. Okay, all right, let's do it. And I'm going to get my trimmer. Now, if you're a newcomer to paper crafting or card making or scrapbooking, any kind of paper craft at all, can I just tell you that when you get started, when you're starting out, it's hard to know, what do I need? What's the most important thing? And, you know, we start simple with stamps, ink and paper. You don't need all the other equipment. But one piece of equipment you are going to want is one of these, okay? A trimmer will make your life so much easier. And this is a particularly good trimmer. I love this one, okay? I've had a lot of trimmers, even in my life before Stampin' Up. You know, I had Cutterpedes and, you know, all kinds of different things that I've played around with. I've played with Creative Memories trimmers, all sorts of trimmers. The one that I love the most right now, we haven't had one. This is, I think, the best one we've had in a very long time. So I've still got the previous one to this. I've actually got it sitting over on my retired stuff in case anybody wanted an old trimmer. But I think this is a better trimmer than that one. So, all right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut some strips. All right. And how wide to make your strips? Up to you. Now, for this width, and I think this is quite good on a standard size card, I did 1.5 centimeters. half an inch would also work. So 1.5 centimeters is here. It's about 2 millimeters more than the half-inch mark. If you're an inches person, then I think half an inch is good. Okay, so right around that kind of, and I'm just going to cut a few of these. All right, so I'm going to cut 2, probably, and I'm not using the other side of this paper. I'm using different paper. So I'll do 3. I might not need, actually, I'm just going to start with 2. Okay, and then here, because we've got Leslie's favorite paper, and I'm very excited. Can I ask in this group who has registered or bought the kit for the card retreat that's coming up this coming Friday here in Australia? I think it's Thursday in the US, but Friday here. All right, so I've got 2 strips here and 2 strips here that coordinate quite nicely. Okay, I'm loving to hear who's actually registered, because I'm actually doing an in-person event for this, and I'm doing it at my friend Louise's cafe, the Taste of the Country Cafe up at Colburn, which is in the Hunter Valley. So absolutely beautiful spot, and it's a great day out, and decided to, for anyone who wanted to do it as an in-person event, we would do that. So, all right, so I'm cutting these into 4-inch strips. So that means we get, out of a full 12-inch length, we get 3 pieces. So if you've got 2 strips, that means we're going to end up with 6 pieces. All right, so I've got these and these. All right, that's about right. All right, now I've got some basic white, just plain old basic white paper. And I'm going to make this, I'm going to keep this one in a similar kind of a, okay, here's something. If we want this to be, this is from memory, I think it's 6 or 6.5 inches, sorry, centimeters wide. It's 6 centimeters wide, this white panel, and 6.5 for the strawberry slush panel underneath. Okay, so I'll give you the measurements for what I've done, and then you could always make a wider piece. If I wanted a piece that goes like in the center of my card and covers more, obviously I'll make that wider. But for this one, we might do that next time. For this one, I'm going to make it the same width. So I'm making it the same length as my full size card, which is 14.8. And then this way, I'm going to have it 6 centimeters across. Okay, so we now have this piece. Now, when you do this technique, I highly recommend that you have one of these. In fact, if you don't have one of these, you probably need one in your stash anyway. Okay, it's a silicone craft sheet. We do sell these. Absolutely fantastic. You're doing an in-person event too, yourself, me, myself, and I, and all your friends at Stampin' Up on the video, right? Because you're going to follow along and watch it live on Facebook. Is that right, Sheila? And Lynn says she's doing that too. I think most people are just going to watch it live. I found last time, well, for a couple of reasons. It starts at 8 a.m. here in Australia, and for me to run it at the cafe, I've got to get myself up there. It's an hour and a half drive from where I am, and I decided that was too early. And last time when we did the scrapbooking one, what I discovered was I actually preferred it when, this is a personal preference, I preferred to watch the replay so that if I got stuck or I wasn't sure about something, I could hit the pause button or the rewind button and play something again. And I actually really liked that. So that's what we decided this time that we would do. All right, so I'm actually going to put it doesn't matter which ones you do first, but in this case, I'm doing the petal pink ones. The reason you want to have a piece of silicone mat underneath here is because when we use adhesive, okay, the adhesive doesn't stick to your silicone mat. It's fantastic. And that's a really, really great bonus of a silicone mat. They're also heat resistant. Oh, look, a cat here. They're also heat resistant. There's a whole bunch of things. I mean, so is my glass mat heat resistant, so it's not as necessary for that purpose for me. But I love the fact that I don't get glue everywhere, okay? And I love that. So I'm just going to start putting these across where I want them to be. Well, I have one maybe up at the top, maybe like that. And then I'm going to start working out what I want this to look like. And you just got to make sure it goes off both ends. All right. And we want to have about the same amount of distance between each one. So you're putting them so they're parallel to each other, and then about the same amount of distance. You don't need to measure or anything like that. Thank goodness. I don't like measuring. All right. So there's that. Okay. That looks really good. I've got a spare one here if I decide I need to cover this corner or something like that. Okay. I've got a spare. All right. So happy with that. And then these ones are going to end up stuck over the other way. Okay. They'll go down. So, I mean, how easy is this? Such a simple technique. Buy an extra one to groom your cats. Are we talking about the silicone mat or are we talking about something different? Yes, you can use it to dry and box. Yeah, there's so many things you can do with these. They're not a one trick pony. They're like lots and lots of great ideas. All right. Now, you can put the glue on here, but I find putting the glue directly on my project, on my panel, is better because then I don't have to worry about the glue coming out on here. Mind you, it doesn't really matter if it does because we've got the silicone mat. The silicone mat is like a, what would you say? A safety measure. It's an extra step of protection, right? So then this one. So I'm putting the glue in the middle of each of these panels. All right. So, better put it on the right way. And I'm making sure I put it on parallel each time. There we go. Now, don't forget, if you're using Tombow doesn't dry immediately, so it will slip around a little bit. So that's okay though. All right, so this one goes next. And then this one goes down here. And if you do go over the edge, doesn't matter. It's a silicone mat, won't stick. All right, so you can see how this is looking. Okay, very easy. If you have put any that aren't quite straight, you could, before the glue dries, you've got a bit of a moment to fix that up. All right. And I'm just going to let that do its thing for a second. Now these ones are going to go the other way. Now this paper is good. It doesn't have a particular direction. If you have paper that has direction, you'll need to pay attention. And I'm going to use about the same amount of distance between these as I did between the other ones. And we're going to pop this on here. So you do one direction first, and then you glue all that into place, and then you do the other direction. Okay, so they actually look like the ribbon is twisted. And then this one here. All right, like so. Isn't this easy? And then we're going to start at the top. This is almost too easy, this technique, I think. But sometimes it's nice to have an easy technique. And then you can make more cards too, if it's super easy. All right, and this one. I'm missing comments. I'm sorry if I've missed something. If anyone has questions, though, ask them again, or ask them in capitals if I missed a question. Hey, Judy, nice to see you. And let's get that down. And that one. And then down the bottom. All right. Looking good. Okay, so we're getting the feel for it. It's a mess at the moment because we're all over the edges, but that's okay. I did end up with 2 pieces left over. I'm glad I didn't cut any more. So 2 strips was enough because they were different. When I did the other one, I had to cut more strips because I was using the front and the back. That's why I needed more strips for that one. All right, so it doesn't take very long for that to dry. You can see there's a bit of glue that ended up here, but that's okay because it's going to come straight off my silicone mat. If you're looking for it though, it's called I think it's silicone craft sheet, or maybe just craft sheet is what it's called when you go looking for it. In fact, let me give, for anyone who wants it, I'll give you the number. That way Okay, silicon craft sheet is what it's called, and silicon is SILICONE. I was spelling it without the E and having all kinds of trouble finding it. It's $11.50 for a silicon mat, and the number is 127853 if you're trying to order it by number. And if anyone's wondering, how do I order the products that you're using? Okay, you go along to my blog. Okay, I'm going to put that address up on the screen for you. It's this one, lookwhatimade.com.au. You head over there, there is a shop now button. Anyone in Australia can shop with me, but you do need to be in Australia, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate that that I am only allowed to market or sell to people in my own country. And it's the same with everybody else as well, only allowed to sell within your own country. However, that doesn't mean that people in other countries can't just enjoy what I'm producing and enjoy the ideas and the designs. So it's still worth being here, even if you're not in Australia. And I still love having everyone here regardless. So I'm going to take that down. All right. And this one, while I think of it, because I keep forgetting to say this, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Please hit the subscribe button immediately below this video, because when you do that, I get shown to more and more people. And that is my ultimate aim, is to meet as many people as I can. So, so yeah, that's what I'm all about. I'm trying to get as many people as we can to meet this awesome group of fantastic crafters and to learn new ideas and new thought and new things together. So you agree? Thanks, Sheila. Thanks so much. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm turning it over. And this is where I'm going to come along here and I'm going to butt my scissors up against that white piece. And I'm just going to cut. You could also use a trimmer for this, but I find it just as easy. In fact, I kind of like cutting these off, all right, with my scissors. So butter up your scissors against the paper and then just come along. And we're going to do that all the way around. So it's very simple to do. So yeah, I was kind of surprised when I actually saw a couple of people. I tell you the blogs, the blog that I went to work out what I wanted to do is Karen Titus. I don't know if some of you know Karen. She is just a lovely person, and I've gotten to know her over the years. And her husband Tim, I see her on incentive trips and things like that, and she's amazing. But she had a really, back in, I think it was September 2023, she had a really cool selection of ideas that she had done with this twisted ribbon technique. So you can go check that out. Also, Sharon Armstrong, I think, did a video recently with the twisted ribbon as well. So there's been a few people doing it just lately. Okay, it looks good, yeah? Oh, there you go. Ah, there you go. I did not know that, Marilyn. You've got lots of I tell you who else. You guys remind me of each other. Janine often has really interesting facts to offer, as do you. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? So, and Marilyn is an ex-teacher. Yeah, she is an upbeat lady. She's great. Yeah. Yes. What was I saying? Marilyn is an ex-teacher too. So there we go. All right, so now we've got this panel and we can decide what we want to do with it. I'm actually going to cut a piece of petal pink cardstock because I have some here. Actually, I've got petal pink cardstock ready to cut up for craft along this month. That's what we're going to be doing. Petal pink's an interesting color, don't you think? Because petal pink is actually, now that I'm looking at this, there's balmy blue on here as well, and of course Secret Sea. I definitely think Secret Sea would be. Okay. Let me grab my basic white cardstock and we'll cut a card base first. All right, we're going to go with white because there's white in here. So that makes sense. So let's cut this in half. Karen is Karen Titus. She's from Minnesota, and she's just she's a fun crafter and a really lovely person. All right, and I'm going to fold that. So this is half a sheet of A4, cut at the 14.8 mark. If you're using US letter, then obviously you would cut it then. So you can see this is the same size as this. All right, but it doesn't look that great just on the white. So we need to give it a bit of a treatment. And I'm thinking Secret Sea because we've got some Secret Sea in those flowers quite a bit. I'll secrecy in those. So let me see. All right, so this is a scrap bit. This is a scrap bit because it got damaged, so I ended up putting in with my scraps. Which way will I go? Right, so we know this is 6 centimeters, so I'm going to make this one 6.5. And I'm going to cut this also at the 14.8 mark, so it's the same length as my card. And now this is going to go on here. So straight away, this looks better. Look how much better that looks when you add the banner behind. Isn't that great when you put the mat behind? When you put it by itself, it looks like nothing, but you put the mat and it looks amazing. All right, so just that piece of cardstock makes such a difference. All right, so let's attach that. Oh, hey, Cherie, nice to see you. I'm just getting this panel put to the Secrecy mat. Let's pop that on. So sometimes I think it's really nice to tackle easy, very easy techniques because I want everyone to know it doesn't matter how experienced you are as a crafter. You know, there's something here for everyone. So this is a simple technique that anyone could learn. All right. So if I wanted to do this, for example, as a portrait card, or I could do it as a landscape card, like which is what I did on this one, right? Although this one, I used a petal pink base and then just a white piece on top. All right. And I'm actually going to use a different color. I'm thinking, because we have some cloud cover in here, so we could do a piece behind here. And that would look nice on the petal pink, but I'm leaning towards some cloud cover because I think that would be really nice. So let me grab some of that. All right. And if we wanted to, we could make this, you know, fit inside. And if we take this down 0.5 centimeter, then we'll need to cut this down as well. I guess we could go over, but I would probably, and maybe I'll do that. I think I'd like to do that. All right. All right, so I'm going to cut this end off. I'm going to bring it down to 14.3. So I'm bringing it down by 0.5 centimeter, basically. Didn't do that very well. Let me try again. All right, that looks better. And then this piece here will be 10 centimeters by 14.3 as well, the same length as the banner. Now you could also, if you wanted to, so this is going to go on here. I could, that looks good actually on that, doesn't it? Chemistry was one of your favorite subjects. I have to tell you, I completely sucked at chemistry. I thought I needed to do chemistry in year 11 and 12 to do the things I was thinking about doing, and discovered very, very quickly that I did not have a brain that worked very well with chemistry. Remembering all the formulas and everything, I didn't do very well at that. So I was much better with, so no one's going to be surprised, much better with the creative subjects than I was with subjects like that. All right, so we could emboss this if we wanted to. What do we think about embossing that? Or should we just use it plain? Maybe we just use it plain. I don't know. And then add a circle or a square or something, probably a circle over the top, which would look really nice. What do we think? Chemistry was one of your favorite subjects at school. I tell you what, my favorite subjects were art and agriculture. I loved it. And I was really good at it. I knew all the names of all the cows and I knew all that stuff. I guess growing up on the farm was good for something, right? But I couldn't do either art or ag in year 11 and 12 because I chose subjects that I thought were going to get me closer to where I wanted to be. And that was probably a mistake in hindsight. I wish I'd chosen subjects that I loved. Yes, and boss, Katrina says. Okay. All right. Yeah, the gang is mostly here. Exactly. All right, I'm going to use, because I love it, I'm going to use the Stone and Vine embossing folder because it's beautiful. Or we could also use the stripes one. Ooh, let me bring out both and then we can choose which one we want. All right, so we have the stripes, which is this one. Okay, it does like dotty stripes. And then we have Stone and Vine, which is a very deep embossing folder, which is more of a, you can see the leaves, stone and vine, as the name suggests. So which one are we going to go? We're going to go stripes, which actually matches this paper, which actually is part of this suite. Or we could go Stone and Vine, which is all by itself. Stripes, says Leslie. All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to go crossways and I'm going to have my stripes coming out the side here. And actually, I'm thinking I might not have my stripes on both sides. I just want my stripes down part of the, so this side won't be embossed, just this side will be embossed. So it doesn't really matter how far across we go because this part is going to be covered. All right. So I'm going to, Dad wanted you to go into medicine. Isn't that interesting? You know what my dad wanted me to be, and you're all going to laugh. My dad wanted me to be an accountant because he thought that was a really good job for a girl. And I didn't want to be an accountant. I did not like mathematics. I did. I did like mathematics until year 10. I was pretty okay at it, but then I discovered calculus. Calculus and algebra. Did not like either of those. So yeah, I wasn't very good with those. But I loved art. No one's surprised, right? I did think I could have been an art teacher, but I ended up kind of being an art teacher anyway, I think, doing what I do now. All right. All right, so can you see that we've got it on this side here, okay? And so when this piece gets put on, we've got it popping out here. Another alternative would be just to do a strip and pop the strip on top. That would be the other way to go, all right? But I'm just doing it like this. So I'm going to glue all this together. This embossing folder, the stripy embossing folder, I usually forget to do it, but I think you may get a slightly better result if you use, just make sure that no, my glue is going to come out. If you use maybe mist it first to help you get a slightly smoother result. I mean, it still looks really good. Can you see that? All right. And then that is going to go on top of this. All right, so let's, and can you see in between the stripes on the back, it looks like it's not, it's interesting. It looks like it wants to rip. It's not going through, but it looks like it wants to. It's quite a deep folder as well. All right, let's get that on here. How are we going for time? Let me have a quick look. Oh, we're doing okay. All right, I try and keep these technique videos to around about an hour, just because I feel like then people kind of know what to expect and how much time they need to sacrifice to watch. All right, so that's looking good. I'm liking the way it's coming together. Isn't that interesting? He ended up majoring in philosophy and psychology. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. We're all different, aren't we? All right. So I'm thinking I can use my stylish shape dies and create a cut up a circle. That probably is a good thinking thing to do. Or I could use a punch, but I'm just going to use my stylish shapes. These are still my favorite dies, closely followed by the textured notes. Those I think are the most useful ones. That's quite big. I'm wondering if I might go with a smaller one. Maybe that size. I think that's better. All right, so I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine, and we're going to cut out that, and then we'll decide what sentiment we want to add to that. I'm loving having my new cut and emboss machine. My poor old one had seen better days, and I'm just, the difference is amazing. All right, so I've got this, and I think I will go with Secret C for the greeting. This paper, the bundle that matches this is called Lovely Arrangements, and it's this one. It's got all these lovely greetings in it. I don't know if I want to use one of those or not. I mean, I've got Hello Friend and I've got a thank you. These ones are smaller, but for a circle, maybe I would have been better off with a banner actually for these. Oh, I know what I could do. Over here, I have the fabulous sayings. Now, this is our product of the month. This is such a good one. Look at you ladies all thinking about what you did in your past lives. Look at that. Masters in Philosophy. How cool. It's not a sacrifice of time. Thanks, Marilyn. That's good to know. I just want people to be able to rely on, and know that it's going to be about an hour if they need to take the time out of their day to do that. I'm thinking maybe a thank you would fit really, really well on here. This is a really great set. So you can see on here, I use Sending Love, which is also from this set. Okay. Sending Love, I think, is a really nice greeting you could use for. It is a nice big stamp set. This stamp set is the product of the month. And so here in Australia, you can claim this. If you have a $125 order, you can then opt to receive this for only $9. So $9 is an awesome price for a stamp set, especially one with great big sayings like this. I am going to go with thank you on this one, I think, because it's going to look good in that circle. The two that I see myself using the most are thank you, well, happy birthday and Sending Love, and then thank you is probably the next one behind that. So let's use that. You typed his thesis. I couldn't understand a word. Wow. That's funny. Where did he do that, Leslie? Yeah, I'm liking it too, Maggie. I think it's great. All right. Isn't that a nice font? It's a really nice font. All right. So this here needs to come over here, and we'll add that with dimensionals. I'll just put the lid back on my ink pad so no one gets upset. And then we'll add some dimensionals behind this. And let's pop that right about there. And we're just about done. I think we need some bling though. And we do have, oh, I don't know if I have close by. The Moody palette dots are I don't know if I have, what have I done with those? I don't think they're in my bling box. I think I had them out. I did see them just before. We might have to find something else because I didn't. I'm not sure where I put them. They would have been perfect. The Moody palette dots are the dots that match the suite. And it's absolutely gorgeous. But I'm not sure where I put them. I was using them earlier. That serves me right for not putting things back where they belong. Because that's always been an issue. All right, so instead, what we could play with, these beautiful things, these have got petal pink in them, and I think those would be really nice. I could also use Secret C, the pearls that are in the Secret C ones. Those would be nice too. But I do love these, so I'm thinking. Right, let's go with one of these. They're just beautiful. And one of these. There we go. What do we think? Do we like this? Wow, that's interesting, Sheila. What an interesting career he must have had. We talked about that the other day. I was talking about that with my team on Monday. That's only yesterday. I asked people what did they want to be when they grew up. I'm talking to Janine here. What do people want to be when they grew up? And did you end up becoming that? So in your case, you kind of did, didn't you? That's so cool. All right, so the card turned out really nice. It's an easy technique, but it looks like you went, I think it looks like you went to a lot more trouble than you actually did. And I think that is really a cool thing. So now now I've got two of these to show. All right, that's fun. Okay. I'm thinking let's do something with the gorgeous this paper. This is my other favorite paper at the moment, and I'm using this one for Craft Along next week. Craft Along will be Thursday the 29th for anyone who's interested. I don't have all the supplies available for my team members yet, but those of you who ordered with me last month will be getting a pack in the mail. Okay, so if you ordered $60 or more last month, December, you will receive a pack in the mail with from me that has all the pieces to make this month's craft along project. Okay, so this is just the most beautiful paper. Look at it. Look at me. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just so beautiful. So I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I'm thinking we could do some fun things with this. So we have some fresh freesia here on one side, and you can see that would go nicely in with this. Or with this, it's on here as well. This is petal pink on this side here. And we could do petal pink. If you want, well, you could make a wedding card with this. Why we could do that if you wanted to. I mean, we could really stay very simple and go with the white and the gold with this. Do we think of what do you think? What do you think about a wedding card? Would that be nice? You were going to join the army, Leslie. Yes, your life certainly did change. All right. I know the catalogue does not do this paper justice. It's just so beautiful. All right, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do a wedding card. But look at all the beautiful. I think I've got a couple of favorites in here. I love this, but I love, where's that one? This one here with like the watercolor kind of a look and the gold. How beautiful is that? I just think that's gorgeous. So we could do something, we could do front and back of that if we wanted to. It's got like little, can you see a little grid here on this side? And I think it's peach pie, that color. So absolutely gorgeous paper. But we just did do something with petal pink. So I was thinking maybe we stay away from petal pink this time. This one's got Calypso Coral on the other side, and that's really nice as well. Right. Indeed. You have to pay to play. Exactly. But it's still fun, right? Yes, wedding cards says. All right, let's do it. And so because of that being the case, instead of using two pieces of paper out of that DSP, I'm going to use this one. So we're going to, I love white and gold or white or cream and gold for a wedding. I just think it looks really, really good. And you can throw a little bit of black in there if you would like. Okay, so I'm actually going to cut a couple of strips of this, and we'll do like we did before. So I'm doing 1.5 inches. Sorry, say that again, 1.5 centimeters or half an inch strips. Okay, so let's do that. You can make it 3/4 of an inch if you wanted them to be a little wider. If I was doing a panel on a scrapbooking page, I'd probably make them a little bit wider. Okay, I'm going to use 2 strips. And then, because I can, let me see, do I have any handy? I do. All right, we have a couple of, we still have just good old gold. And this would be, obviously, this is going to look good with this, obvious, right? Now, this is our standard gold foil sheets. I think from memory, they're $8.75. Very, very inexpensive, and you get 2 sheets in a pack. We do also still have, and I don't know if people realize we have the textured metallic sheets, and that has like, you can see the texture, I hope, in that. It's different to this. Can you see the difference in the finish? Okay, so this one's kind of got like etching in it. And there's 3 different, there's silver, gold, and color that I think they call tungsten, which is like a steel blue in the pack. Okay, so those are really nice as well. then you've just got your plain gold foil. Okay, so there's a couple of options at the moment. I didn't realize until I went and had a look that the textured paper is actually still available. I thought it might have been retired. Believe it or not, I actually went through my all my foil papers and specialty papers yesterday to see which ones needed to be put out on my retired pile, and that's when I discovered that the textured stuff was still current. So that's a handy thing to know. All right, so I've got 2 strips of each, and I'm going to do 2 in gold, just plain gold, and 2 in the white and floral. All right, then I'm going to get another piece of basic white. We'll do white again, and I want it to be the same width as my card. And I'm going to do I want to do a bigger panel? Maybe I do. All right, so let's try 8 centimeters this time and see how that looks. We may end up needing more strips if we don't have enough, but let's see, because we're doing a wider strip. And I'm going to cut these. So the 2 strips of each piece, I'm going to cut it the 4 inches going to be enough. This will be the interesting thing. All right, so I'm going to do, because we know 4 inches was enough for the 6-inch panel, but see now 4, it is, it's just enough. Look, it just goes over the edges. So yeah, we will get away with it. Right. But if we have to cut more pieces, that's no big drama. All right, let me try this and let's see. I'm going to put the gold pieces down first, and then we'll put the floral pieces on over the top. So remember to do one direction completely and then the other direction. So where's my silicone mat? Here it is. I keep calling it silicone mat. I really should call it silicone craft sheet, because that's what it's called if you go looking for it. All right, so let's put these down and see how it looks. So I've got 1, 2. I'm just eyeballing it. You could measure how far apart you want them to be, but I kind of just eyeball it. And if it's not, if it's a millimeter out or something, doesn't matter. All right. So I'm going to need 5 pieces. So this is going to be enough. And I have 1 more up the top here over this corner. All right. So that's kind of how it's going to look. I'll start with this one. And I'm going to put my glue here first. Oh, I did put the glue a little bit onto, and something when you're using gold, try not to get any glue on the gold finish, because it can really mess it up. So let's get that on there. It is hard to cut the nice paper, but you know what? It's okay. That's what it's for. And if I know that I'm going to struggle to cut paper because it's too beautiful, I make myself feel better. You'll think this is a sales pitch, but seriously, this is something I do personally. I just buy another pack. If I know I'm going to fall in love with it and not want to cut it up, I buy 2 packs, because then I kind of feel like I don't mind cutting up the 1 pack. And then by the time I do that and create something beautiful with it, I'm okay to cut up the 2nd pack usually. All right. Okay. I haven't got those 100% at the right spacing, but it doesn't matter. It really is okay. Don't be too precious about it. All right. So those are on. Now we're going to start putting them on the other way. So this one right about here. And then right about here. You just got to make sure that the whole the whole piece is on. Oh, what did I do with my strips? Oh, here they are. I didn't cut any more, but that's why, because I need to cut these ones in a 4-inch mark as well. I just did 4 inches because that way I get 3 out of a 12 by 12, a 12-inch long strip. So that is the reason. So when you go to put the pieces on, the second lot of pieces on, okay, you're trying to keep them parallel with the same ones. Ignore what's underneath. Ignore the gold pieces underneath. You're just trying to line them up with the other DSP pieces. And that's going to go right about there. Okay, good. Right, so then you come back and we start putting our pieces on. See, that's nice too. You've got peach pie and fresh freesia, a little bit of, I think, old olive. I'm not sure. I think it is. And you try not to disturb it too much when you're, like, you don't want to bump them and get them all out of alignment. Once you put them down and you're happy with where the placement is, try not to bump them too much. So there is something a little bit sad I need to tell you guys. And you're going to laugh at me, but I'm really sad about it. We've had a little bit of a family crisis here this week. Miss Freya, who is our beautiful new little 9-week-old kitten, is currently in our bedroom completely isolated. We seem to be making great progress. Merlot's been great with her. Crumpet is very put out, and we thought he was getting better, but then he started bullying her, and so sad because he's always been so gentle and so such a loving little pussycat, and all of a sudden he's got all this not so lovely behavior that he's taking out on Miss Freya. So we've had to separate them, and we've gone back to the drawing board to try and introduce them again. If anyone has any really great tips, I'm all ears. But we are taking her to the vet tomorrow to be microchipped and vaccinated. She'll go back when she's 4 months old for neutering or desexing. But I'm feeling really sad about it. Oh, virtual car retreat. If anyone can help. I ordered it last night and was told I get an email with the login to watch it live. You haven't received. Yeah, it's usually a couple of days before you do. But I would probably chase it up anyway, Kerry, because you want to make sure that's well and truly in place before it starts on Friday. Okay, so I would definitely do that. So yeah, we're feeling sad because Miss Freya isn't allowed out of the bedroom at the moment, and sometimes she'll go through stages. She'll be really good when I go in there. She's so happy to see me, and she purrs and all the things. But sometimes she just howls because she wants to come out, and I feel so bad for her stuck in there. But this is what's happening right now. I know, it's really sad, and Crumpet can't help himself. He's just being a cat, and he feels threatened, obviously, that his status is threatened. So yeah. Okay, we've cut all those off. We now have this beautiful shiny gold banner. So yeah, I feel like I'm feeling really guilty because I think we had maybe too much faith in them that they would be completely fine and everyone would, just all love each other and get along. Merlot's been fine, but it's Crumpet that's the problem. So yeah, that's what I'd do, Kerry. I know. Maybe we just do that. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So this is the panel that we've got right now. I feel that it needs a matte again, and maybe we just go with a black matte. Let me have a look and see how that would look. Because there's only a small amount of black, so that should still be fine. So this is 8, I think we said 8 centimeters. Yep. So I'm going to go 8.5. And let's just see. We could make it even smaller if you didn't want very much of the black showing at all. Okay. Yeah, it's his territory and he feels threatened. Exactly right. Yes, he does. And we've just, found him. We've heard her squealing and then went out to see that, he had her in a corner. This happened 3 times that we know of. And he seems to do it when we're not around. So he thinks we're not able to see. I'm pretty sure he knows he's not supposed to behave like that. Okay, so see how that looks really good with the black mat. I think it looks really good. I know it's really hard. A spray bottle of water. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know. We are starting all over again, but she'll go to the vet tomorrow, and the vet's been giving me some, the vet's going to give me some good ideas as well. As something else, someone said a couple of people have recommended diffusers, like pheromone diffusers, which might help them feel more relaxed, calming. So, yeah, there's lots and lots of things we're thinking about at the moment, but I hope that this won't go on for too long because it's not very good. I mean, I do have another friend, she had 2 cats, and when the second cat came along, the first cat did not like him at all, and they never got over it. Never ever got over it until the second cat actually passed away. And then the first cat was so happy, so much, he stopped losing his hair and stopped. Anyway, Crumpet's very put out with me right now. He's not talking to me. He won't, he'll let me pat him, but then he'll just walk away. He won't have anything to do with me. All right. I think that looks good. Yeah, I'm thinking of a plug-in diffuser, Nicole. Yeah, I'm hoping that that's going to work. All right. So this piece is looking really, really good. I'm going to get myself I think I already had a piece of, it's probably all underneath in this pile of stuff. Here we go. And now this is my base. I'm deciding whether this should go here on a white base. Do we like portrait or do we like landscape? Portrait or landscape, you guys? Mother and daughter, and they hate each other. Really? But did they hurt each other? Like, I just don't. I'm worried that Crumpet's gonna, get his claws onto her. I hope not. I wouldn't have never thought he would have. Portrait, says Nicole. You think this way? All right, we'll go that way. All right, so I'm going to just put this. You could use a different colored base. You could, you could do all sorts of things underneath, but I'm going to keep it really simple and just put it straight onto the white card base. This is basic white thick, this card base. And I'm going to pop that right there in the center. And this, the bundle that matches, well, there's 2 bundles. There's this one that has a data a member, which would look really nice, wouldn't it? And then you've also got these lovely shapes. Okay, maybe one of those shapes in the center would be a nice touch. Let's have a look. Oh gosh, yeah, you don't want that. That's very stressful for you too. Right, so we could pop that right there in the center. We'll go with a smaller one. I wonder if that's going to be, no, that actually would be all right if I can find the right sentiment. So these sentiments won't work unless I use, simply the best and went across, but that's not really what I wanted to have. The other one was I put it out before. Oh, no, I didn't. What did I do with it? So we've got Beautifully Celebrated and we've got Simply Beautiful, I think is the other one. And that one also had some nice wedding sentiments. Not that one. Let me find it. So you know what I've done? I've gone and plonked a whole bunch of different bits and pieces on top. Here we go. Here it is. Right. So wedding wishes to the happy couple. Well, that would look nice on this, wouldn't it? And we could emboss it too. That would look really, really good. Although, given the time, I don't know whether we want to emboss, but let me cut this out. because it's a really nice shape to add to a card. Guess what I just found? I found the Moody palette dots that I was going to put on the last card. Found them next to my cut and emboss machine. All right. So this is my to the happy of couple of cats. Yeah, Siobhan, that could be right. I really hope that that's how we end up. I feel like there's promise there, but I think maybe part of the problem, Merlot, I wonder if it got really bad when Merlot started licking Freya, and that's when Crumpet put his foot down. Went, hang on a second, I'm the baby. You should be licking me, not licking her. I'm wondering if that's what happened. The happy couple will fit really, really nicely on this little. Let's get that there. And of course, thank you would also fit nicely on there, but that's not what I'm trying to say on this card. It's been a while since oh, seriously, did I just lose that? I just got that. I just got it out. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Found it. Stop looking. Oh, goodness me. Okay. So this one is really nice. And yeah, it would be really nice embossed in gold. That would be lovely. But given that we have this bit of black here, I am going to just emboss the message on vellum. That would be really nice, Marilyn. That would be lovely. Gold with vellum. Yeah, I know. Would be really nice. Maybe I will do that later. But I think right now I'm happy to just, let's get this straight. Keep it nice and simple. To the happy couple. And you know what you could do also? You could add some gold. You could add some gold leaves to this, like the leaves that match this. So this is called Simply Beautiful. And then you've got Simply Beautiful dies. You've also got like little leaves and things that you could add from this, or we could cut out leaves. Also in this one that we just used, there's these lovely leaves, and that might be really nice popping out, like cut it in gold and add it so it comes out here and one here. We could do that too. Lots of options. I'm just really sad because you guys know how gentle and lovely Crumpet has always been. So this behavior that we're seeing from him is so completely out of character. And I think we are to blame because we thought that they would get along. We really thought they would. And I think we introduced them too quickly. That is where I think we've gone wrong. And that's why now we're trying to backtrack and undo the damage, because that's, I think, what's happened. But it's very sad. It's sad when your babies don't get along. All right, here we go. Got some dimensionals. 1 and 2, just a couple, so I can slide leaves or whatever in underneath. What's he done? He hasn't really, he's just bullying Freya. He's, you'll hear her, like he's backing her up into a corner and being really, really threatened, and she starts squealing, and he's not really lashing out, but he's growling at her, and yeah, I don't want him to lash out. Yeah, he doesn't like the new kitten. Oh, they'll work it out. I know. Yes, if she was to do that. But so far, she's being super gentle and not wanting, she just wants to be friends, and he's not having it. He's not having it. All right. So we've got this one. We've got this one. These are the two cards we've made today. What do you think? What do we think of the twisted ribbon technique? Do you like it? I'd love to hear what you think of this. We did two portrait ones today. Here's a landscape one that I prepared earlier. So that one turned out really nice as well. You can really use any colors, just colors that complement each other or contrast really well will work best. And I think, it's such a simple technique, but it does look like a lot, it looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. Yeah, it will work out. I know. Yeah, maybe she is. She could be being a drama queen. So yeah, it'll be okay. You forgot all about the technique? Well, here I am to remind you. I hope you like it, Maggie. Yes. Well, it's not the first time I've been through this. I had this with children, actually. My first two, we had a very similar situation. Um, and they were babies. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I hope that you really enjoy this. I think it's a really fun technique and something that, you can use scraps. Really great way to use scraps. So you've just got a few little bits left over of a paper. This is something you could do with it. And it looks like that's what you meant to do. Not that it was just scraps. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for joining me today. I will be live again on Friday evening. Can I please ask, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And I'll put my blog address up on the screen again so that if you do wish to purchase any of the products you've seen today, you know where to go. Okay. So it's lookwhatimade.com.au. That is the address. There's a shop now button on there, and that's where you can go to do your shopping of any papercraft Stampin' Up products. So I hope that you really enjoy using these things and that you love seeing all the different techniques I have for you every Tuesday. Check back again next Tuesday and we'll have another one for you. And of course, Friday night I'll be live as well to do a sketch. All right. Thank you, everyone who's joined me here today. I really love having you guys here, and it means a lot that you show up for me, and I will keep showing up for you. Thanks, guys. Bye.